We started off Hyperhippo with one big vision project.
And it didn't land.
And we said in 6 months, let's use our imagination and see what we can build.
Just before Hyperhippo started, I actually was working at the Walt Disney Company. So I actually left and continued at Rockettsnell, explored some ideas of what I would work on, came up with this idea called Mech Mice.
I had actually been following Lance Priebe's blog where he was talking about his Mech Mice project.
The truth of the matter is most of these creative people in the world, we only have like 5 or 6 ideas, and we've had them since we're kids. I grew up with G.I. Joe action figures. I saw amazing opportunity with the contrast of mice being introduced to technology and the hard metal of mechs. So you take the most frail of creatures, the mice, and give them unlimited amount of power. What would they choose to do?
And I had been like really obsessed with it. I've read every story. Lance's pitch at the time was essentially
Red Wall in space.
The grand vision for Mech Mice was to be a transmedia product. It was a book, it was going to be a game, it was going to be an animated series, and it was going to be toys.
We actually partnered with Playmate Toys that did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. They were actually going to build the Mech Mice toys, and we were building the game. I don't know what it was. We thought we were closer to a AAA or something. We thought we knew what we were doing. We were very confident we were building the right game for the right audience.
So we were making sure that the UI was crisp and we had enough content and everything looked dialed.
we sort of fired everything into the cylinder and shot it out, and it didn't land. And so we couldn't even say exactly what had gone wrong.
We spent a lot of money. I'm always quite public about it. We spent close to $5 million building the game. It generated on launch less than a couple $1,000. That's a complete, absolute failure.
When Mech Mice collapsed, it left a giant hole at Hyperhippo, because that was what 95% of our activities were about.
We just really opened up to where we're at. This is it.
And I just remember so clearly that meeting when they pulled us all in and said,
A decision had to be made. What were we going to do now? Do we shut down the studio? Which was a real option.
and Lance was really great about it. He basically said,
We still have time. We still have money. We still have the ability. What are we going to spend it on? Build anything you want. Get feedback as soon as you can. Our opinion no longer matters.
We said in 6 months, let's use our imagination and see what we can build.
I'm a musician, and if somebody was like, we'll pay for studio time for the next 6 months for you and your band to go write whatever record you want with access to every instrument, I'm going to make the record for my life right now. This is that opportunity.
I had no fear in that moment when they told us. I just remember very vividly thinking like, I've always wanted this kind of shot.
I remember Cody actually telling me later, he felt so freed because it'd take 6 months and just take the wildest risk you can and find something.
If they made a movie about this, you probably wouldn't believe it because it sounds so contrived. But I just remember being so like, this is the shot, like this is the moment. I just remember having clarity and enthusiasm to make that 6 months work.
A bunch of us went out for beers that night. We were all kind of like, formulating this social contract. You're coming back tomorrow, right? Yeah, I'm going to give this a try. Okay, well, I'm coming back too. And it was awesome to see the next day we all came in. And it's like, okay, everybody showed up.
Some thought, well, gee, I get to work for 6 months and just play. Others were very much thinking about, no, actually, this is 6 months that could change our lives.
Things were just humming in here. There was an energy, there was a spirit of, we're going to do this. Like, we had a lot of people who wanted to solve this problem.
We had some money left in that runway of the $5 million that was already committed to create this company. We had it available for us to spend and make something out of it. So that's where I had to rally the team, and they were excited.
It's literally like, let's aim for the lightning in a bottle scenario. Maybe we'll make something so big and so grand in our garage that it'll find, 100 million people to play it. That was the story that we needed to enact for ourselves. The feeling was that it was 1,000,000 to 1 shot, but that would make the best story. That would be the greatest outcome of unlikelihoods to happen.
Now, the part of the story that's not told is that we blew through the whole $5 million before the end of the 6 months.